coloring Ray and the Wookie part 2. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. So I had colored the Wookie one strand at a time, and he turned out pretty good. Ray has a comic book contrast to her face and skin so far, and she's doing all right. And then I began shading and coloring the background sandstone, I think the mountains of sandstone, and the dust cloud at the bottom. So we'll get into it. And right away I wanted to show that the Wookie is shiny. He is so shiny from the crayon and the colored pencils and the marker. I used all 3 types, and he is just a blaze of fur. He has the golden locks. No, he's got brown fur, but he is beautiful, just gorgeous. So, doing great. I will put some highlights on him later. BB-8 is there. He's got his white and orange. Ray is coming out all right. Her outfit, belt, all leather pieces, and her hair and her skin are done. The gun is mostly done. I think I have another idea for a tone or shade for it. And kind of the biggest part of the scene, not this little detailed stuff, but the big stuff is the background. All the dust, the sandstone mountains, anything that's going to be a relatively similar color. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with a lighter color. Most of this kicked up sand from the speeders and any other motorized floating vehicle would kick up all this sand and dust cloud. So this is what I'm going for now. Majority of this dust cloud I would assume would be lighter at the top, and no matter what the speed you're going, you're gonna see some particles at some point if it's sandstone. So I have an idea for stippling in orange and yellow here and there, and once I get a whiteout pen or something much more fine than that idea. Actually, I'm gonna maybe order a metallic ink paint pen and kind of stipple in where the sunshine would hit the particles that are kicked up in these dust clouds. I think that would just pick it up a notch and be a little bit more believable. I know stuff is rushing by this chase scene on the ground too fast to see. So in some areas it's going to be a streak on the right hand side, not on the side that I'm shading on, but towards the right hand side and underneath the ships or the speeders, that the ground will be streaked with different sand particles racing by, because that black streak shadow just doesn't do it for me. I would like to see a little bit of pop of color going on with the sand itself. this is the main side that would have a lot of sand particles, possibly streaking towards the back of the chase scene. So this would be the part where I would find some cool either colored pencil or a metallic yellow or tan, metallic gold, bronze, or even a little bit of white, silver metallic, and just gracefully put a few streaks, if I can get them real thin, have them racing back. Obviously not on the still dunes back there or the mountain, the sandstone mountain, but on anything that is a flat surface that would be streaking by, like exactly between these bars of this speeder or whatever they're on. I don't even know the name of this ship. Some kind of ship that's a cargo ship or delivery truck. They're on a floating delivery truck. So yeah, underneath the stormtrooper back there, I would go for that. I'm gonna add just a bit of warmth to somewhat balance this strong facial contrast between dark and light. I don't want it too striking. Kind of give it a hint of blending. This didn't do it, but the effort was there. So, yes, my pencil sharpener is awful. So I've had to bust out the X-Acto knife and my pocket knife, which I lost my pocket knife. I don't know where that went. And I found a peach orange, something that is close to a sand dune burnt, kind of a something that has a reddish orange hint to it. This looks pink on my phone, but it's not. In real life, it's not. I'm going to add more colors to these sandstone hills back there. But here comes the stippling. And these are sort of the colors I want in the sand. This is where the sand is supposed to be zooming by. At the moment, I am stippling wherever I want to just give it more texture so it is not a gradient of color that's in between like all of these fluffy clouds of dust. It needs to be textured somehow. So I'm stippling like a crazy person. Here we go, stippling. That's what these dots are called, stippling. And it takes forever. Sometimes I have to sharpen the pencil to get anything to come off the end of it because it's rounded too much. A lot of shadowing underneath the moving vehicle is important. Shadowing against the fluffy clouds from all of these metal arms and tubes and stuff. If the cloud is next to all these items, it would be important for it to have its own shadow casting on the sand cloud. I think those are sand clouds. anytime you have hills or mountains, the farther back you get, the more blurred they are. They're either going to be darker or lighter depending on the light source. On the planet here in this cartoon page, or this illustration page, it is Tatooine, a desert with 3 suns. And so it is extremely hot and dry all the time. I'm going to try and find a reddish purple color and probably a darker brown and add those to these hills. And it will be blurred in the shadows. I see 1, 2, 3 sandstone hills that are colored right there. So there's 3 layers with potential. And then it looks like there's 2 more behind the one I'm coloring on right now. Then there's the sky with 1 or 2 very thin clouds. So the majority of the background is going to be this sandstone, almost like in Utah, in the United States, where you get to visit Utah, you get to see tons and tons of colors on rocks. It's like a rainbow valley. It's really pretty. So I think the creator knows what he's doing when he makes cool stuff. And I'm going to add a little yellow highlight on BB-8 and some other areas as I get to them, so that they have a reflection from this yellowish orange environment. I'm assuming the suns are mostly yellow. I think one of them is blue, if I remember from the old Star Wars.